Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. A few months ago I made this Walstad tank and it's been running really well since, and now I think it's time that we add some inhabitants in it. I've been running it for a while now on room mineralised rainwater, so I've been doing this as a test and making sure that the little snails and things in there have been doing well, and so far everyone seems to be doing perfect. So yeah, this video is going to be about the inhabitants that are going to go into this tank. As I mentioned, I've been running it on remineralised rainwater, and this is what I'm using. So this is a GH powder, so it basically just raises the general hardness, so that's the magnesium and the calcium levels of the water, but it still keeps the KH low because the critters that I'm going to be getting don't like KH. So as you can see, I've made up a mix of this solution and I'm adding it into the tank. I didn't do a very good job at mixing it because, as you can see, there's a lot of the deposit still there, but after a day or two it fully dissolved and then it was time to check the TDS. So for those who don't know, TDS is total dissolved solids, and it's just a measure of all of the sort of elements in the water. Now this is sitting at about 220, which isn't too bad, it's maybe a little bit high. But the next important thing that we need to do is test some of the water parameters, and in particular we're going to be testing the GH, the KH, and we'll test the pH as well. pH, GH, and KH. So I'm going to be using this NT Labs test kit. This is a really easy test kit. This isn't sponsored or anything, but it is a great test kit, and everything just uses 5 ml of water. So you just pop 5 ml of the water that you're going to be testing into the test tubes, and then you just follow the instructions on the box. So the first one we're going to be testing is pH. I'm pretty confident that this will be okay. So you just add a few drops of the solution. It tells you how many to add, and then basically whatever colour it is, you just line that up to the colour chart. So this pH reads at about 6.5, which is about right. The next is KH, so what we want is that's my bird in the background, we want the water to turn yellow, and we want to do that in sort of under 2 drops because, as I mentioned, the critters don't like KH and the ideal range is about 0 to 2. Next is GH. Now this one was a little bit harder than I would have liked. I wanted it to sit around 5 degrees of hardness. But as I was adding the solution, it's supposed to go from purple to blue, and as many drops as it takes to get from purple to blue is your hardness level, and it took about 9 or 10. So that was a little bit of a problem. So I went back, did a water change, and I added some distilled water. The rainwater was just too cold at this point, so I had a little bit on hand. So I did a water change, added some more RO water, and we got a better reading. And then I went back and tested the TDS again, and that was reading considerably lower now, and that's about the range that I wanted to sit in, sort of like the 170, 180 mark. So I'm guessing it's given away by the thumbnail, but the shrimp that I've been dying to keep are just like classic crystal red shrimps. So as with any new addition to an aquarium, it's always important to acclimate them. So for the shrimp, I'm going to drip acclimate them. But first I just wanted to test the TDS of the water that they came in, and it was sitting at about 170, which was perfect because that's about what my tank's sitting at as well. So to drip acclimate them, what I'm basically going to do is add 3 ml of the tank water into their bag. I'm going to do this over the course of an hour, maybe like every 10 minutes or so, and it's just a kind of gentle way to get them accustomed to the water parameters that they're going to be going into. So an hour later, I release them into the tank, and yeah, I put the bag in about halfway through just to ensure that the temperatures are matching. But they're in, and I could not be happier. I absolutely love them. Obviously it's a small scape, but there is only 5 shrimp, and if this all goes to plan and they are okay, or if they breed, I definitely would love to do something like this on a larger scale. So yeah, they're just so cool and I just really love them. It was something that I was a little bit worried about doing because I was always a bit put off by the idea of RO water and then remineralising, but it's actually not as difficult as I thought. Anyway, I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.